Welcome, dear souls, who sometimes find yourselves bewildered by unwanted outcomes in life. Perhaps more than once, we've stood before a sudden event, a harsh turn of fate, and asked ourselves, why is this happening to me? This question echoes not only in our careers and relationships, but also in physical ailments and mental anguish. Is it life's randomness, or some unseen force at work? Or, more profoundly, is it an immutable law, an invisible but certain thread that we often call the law of karma? The law of karma is not a punishment, but a natural law, like gravity. What's truly terrifying about it isn't the punishment itself, but its silent, precise, and unwavering operation. It's terrifying because we cannot escape it, nor can we negotiate with it. In these moments, we will explore 5 profound reasons, 5 terrifying aspects of the law of karma that help us reflect on our actions. These are not threats, but philosophies of life drawn from the depths of human experience. The first terrifying aspect of the law of karma is its silent and precise operation. Most of us are only concerned with immediate results, but we fail to see the seeds we've sown unconsciously in moments we thought no one was watching. The law of karma doesn't give a warning. It doesn't need to be public. It silently accumulates, waiting for the right time to sprout. Real-life example. Someone tells a small lie to avoid responsibility or gossips about a colleague for a minor gain. They believe no one knows, and there are no consequences. But every lie, every negative thought, is a seed sown. Gradually, their lack of honesty is felt by others. Their reputation suffers. While no one can point to the specific lie that caused the consequence, people lose trust, and the person becomes isolated. The consequence isn't an immediate punishment, but a silent, cumulative process. Philosophical analysis. Philosophies of karma and consequence emphasize that no action is meaningless. Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher, said, "There is nothing more contemptible than the things of the soul." Every thought, word, and action creates an energy, a ripple in the universe. It's like throwing a pebble into a pond. The ripples will spread, whether you see them or not. The silent operation of karma is terrifying because it shows there is nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Even in the most private moments, when you think a negative thought, a seed has been sown. And one day, when the fruit appears, you may no longer remember the seed you planted. This is the most terrifying part. The consequence comes from a cause you've forgotten. The second terrifying aspect of the law of karma is that the bitter fruits often come late, sometimes long after the seed has been sown. This creates an illusion that we can escape the consequences of our actions. We easily forget the harsh words we've spoken, the selfish deeds we've done, and live carefree until the consequences arrive. Real-life example. A young person lives a life of indulgence, wasting their health and money. They think they're young, they have plenty of time, so there's no need to worry about consequences. Years later, as they age, they face chronic diseases caused by unhealthy habits. They feel life is unfair, asking why they are sick, while forgetting the late nights, the unhealthy meals, the wasted youth. The consequence comes so late that they no longer recognize the connection to the cause they sowed. Philosophical analysis. The philosophy of karma emphasizes the time lag between cause and effect. Seneca, a Stoic philosopher, said, "Our misfortunes do not come from what happens, but from what we think about them." The fact that consequences come late is terrifying because it breaks the link between action and outcome. When we don't see the direct connection, we don't learn the lesson. We continue to sow negative seeds, believing there are no consequences. Gradually, we live in an unconscious state without the ability for self-reflection, and when the consequences arrive, we feel even more pain and helplessness. The terrifying part about delayed consequences is that it forces us to live in a lie of our own making, and when the truth shatters, the pain is multiplied. The third terrifying aspect of the law of karma is that the consequences of one action are not limited to one person. They spread, connecting to those around you and affecting a complex web of life. We often think our actions only impact ourselves, but in a universe where everything is interconnected, no action is isolated. Real-life example. A high-ranking person in a company makes a selfish, wrong decision, causing a huge loss. The consequence isn't just their demotion or job loss, but also hundreds of other employees losing their jobs, their families falling into hardship. One person's selfishness sowed seeds of suffering for many others. While that person may not immediately face the consequences, the karma of that action has spread, creating a wave of negativity that affects many destinies. Philosophical analysis. Philosophies about the interconnectedness of all things emphasize that we are not isolated islands. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor-philosopher, wrote, "What is bad for the hive is bad for the bee." The action of an individual, no matter how small, can create a ripple that spreads across the ocean of life. The ripple effect of karma is terrifying because it shows that our responsibility does not end with ourselves. Our actions not only shape our own destiny, but also contribute to the destiny of those around us. When we do something wrong, we not only sow seeds of suffering for ourselves, but also indirectly cause suffering to others. The terrifying part is that when the consequences arrive, it's not just our own pain, but the pain of many others affected by our very unconscious actions. The fourth terrifying aspect of the law of karma is that it can create an unending cycle of consequences, where we repeatedly encounter similar situations, similar people, and similar pain, until we realize and break the pattern. When we don't learn the lesson from a seed we've sown, the consequence will repeat, sometimes more intensely, to force us to awaken. Real-life example. Someone is always in toxic relationships, always being deceived or betrayed. They don't understand why they continuously attract such people. After many heartbreaks, they still fail to realize that, deep down, they have a fear of abandonment and a lack of self-worth, which makes them accept unhealthy relationships. The pain of betrayal repeats to remind them of a pattern that needs healing. Only when they dare to look at their fear and insecurity can they break this cycle of suffering. Philosophical analysis. Philosophies of karma and liberation speak of breaking unconscious patterns. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "A man's life is what his thoughts make of it." When we don't change our thoughts, we don't change our actions, and we will forever repeat the same outcomes. The repetition of karmic consequences is terrifying because it shows we cannot run from ourselves. The recurring pain is not the universe's punishment, but an invitation for us to awaken, to reflect, and to change. If we don't accept that invitation, the cycle will continue and the pain will grow. The terrifying part is that we can live an entire life in an unhappy loop, unaware that the cause lies in our own unconscious actions and thoughts. The fifth terrifying aspect of the law of karma, and perhaps the most profound, is that what matters is not just the external action, but the intention behind that action. The intention, whether good or bad, whether successful or not, is a seed sown in the consciousness. It's terrifying because we can do a good deed with a bad intention, and the consequences will not be what we expect. Real-life example. Someone donates a large sum of money to charity, but their true intention is to boost their public image, to be praised by others. Their action is good, but their intention is selfish and inauthentic. The consequence of this action is not genuine peace and happiness, but anxiety about their self-image and dependence on compliments. Conversely, someone helps another person in secret, without needing anyone to know, with a pure intention of helping. Their consequence is inner peace, a positive energy cultivated from within. Philosophical analysis. Many spiritual philosophies emphasize the importance of intention, karma, in shaping karma. Osho often said, "Intention is all. If the intention is good, all is good." Intention is like a seed. Whatever you plant, that is what will grow. A bad intention, even if the action seems good, will still create a bad seed in the consciousness. The power of intention is terrifying because it shows we cannot deceive the universe. We cannot deceive ourselves. The action may hide the intention, but the karma will be sown from the true intention itself. To live a meaningful life, free from the burden of karma, we need to learn to purify our intentions. Ask yourself, why am I doing this? What is my true intention? When we act with a pure, selfless intention, we sow seeds of kindness, and good fruits will naturally come. Dear friends, the law of karma is terrifying, not because it punishes, but because it is an honest mirror, reflecting every action, thought, and intention. It is terrifying because it shows that we are the architects of our own destiny, and there is nowhere to hide from that responsibility. But this is not a tragedy. It is an invitation for us to live more consciously, to choose good deeds and positive thoughts. Marcus Aurelius said, "A man's life is what his thoughts make of it." Where will you begin your journey of living consciously with the law of karma? Will you become aware of its silent operation, learn from delayed consequences, understand its ripple effect, break the cycle, or purify your intentions? Share your reflections and feelings in the comments below. Thank you for joining us. May you always find peace and profound tranquility within your soul by living a life of awareness.